Hello, I'm Mike Porter with Print Mail Consultants for Mailing Systems Technology Magazine. Today we're going to talk about the mobile barcode discount promotional program from the Postal Service and about some mobile barcode strategies in general. There's a number of two-dimensional barcoding technologies that can be used on mail pieces, but the most popular by far is the quick response or QR code. Now, any 2D code that can be read by a mobile device will work, but for simplicity's sake I'll be referring to them all in this segment as QR codes. I won't review the USPS requirements, but I've put some of them up on these two slides. They're pretty easy to meet. Almost any permit holder can slap a QR code onto a mailing piece and save 3% on postage. Unfortunately, the easy entry into this program almost encourages mailers to skip the back-end development, preparation, and testing that one would normally perform for a campaign. And that lack of preparation could result in a disaster. QR codes can contain various kinds of data. I even use them on my business cards to encode my contact information. They can also be used to create an email or a text message. But the most common use for QR codes on direct mail pieces will be to encode a URL, a web page address. When a mail recipient takes a picture of the QR code on the mailing piece, their phone will display the web page right there on the device. Everyone already has a web page, so do you simply encode the URL to your home page into the QR code and call it done? Well, that's the easiest thing to do. And if you're focused on only the discount, that may be the approach that you're tempted to take. But that would be a mistake for most marketers. Here's 3 reasons why you shouldn't do this. First, in most cases, a company homepage has nothing at all to do with the promotional offer. A consumer who pulls out their phone and scans the code is expecting some enriching experience, a discount coupon, or some exclusive content. When their phone displays the standard homepage, what they get is more of a so what result. Secondly, the vast majority of web pages that have been developed for viewing on computer screens won't fit very well on the 3-inch smartphone screens. The text is hard to read, and the links and the navigation buttons are difficult to click. Sure, the customer can zoom in, but then they have to do a lot of scrolling around to be able to see the content on the page. Most people give up on this exercise rather quickly. The customer reaction to the QR code could range from annoyance to outright disdain for your organization. Not only will response rates plummet, but future campaigns could be affected as well. And it doesn't take long to get a bad reputation once consumers start posting their displeasure with a company to social networks. And they've got a network access device right there in their hands when it happens. Finally, if consumers are exposed to enough of these poorly designed QR code campaigns, a belief may start to develop that the codes aren't really worth their time. Any marketer attempting to use the technology may find that the response rates don't meet their expectations. The end result could be a further migration away from direct mail advertising, exactly the opposite effect that was planned with this promotion from the Postal Service. My friend Stephen Poe of Nautilus Solutions has studied the QR issues quite thoroughly. He tells me there are 179 different code readers for Android alone. I assume there are multiple choices for iPhone users, and BlackBerry probably has a selection as well. This presents a big problem if you're generating QR codes. Will all these applications be able to read the code that you create? And what's the limitations of each of these apps? What kind of camera resolution is necessary? On this slide, I've listed some other factors to consider when contemplating the success of your QR code campaigns. Just as there are multiple readers, there's vast numbers of code generators. Many of them are free. I did a Google search that returned over 1 million hits for QR code generators. Will they all produce accurate barcodes every time? And what about the printing technology and the materials? Will the image be clear and smudge-free? Is there enough contrast? These codes may be scanned under all different kinds of lighting conditions, so the quality has to be very good. Next, consider the URL themselves. Has it been tested? Is the landing page going to be hosted in the same location for the whole duration of the campaign? And what happens when the campaign is over? Direct mail tends to have a longer shelf life than other channels. If the consumer scans the code months later, will they get a page not found error? Or a more elegant, sorry you missed it, but we're redirecting you to our current offer type of a page? And guess what? Not everyone has a smartphone. If the QR code contains the only call to action, then a large percentage of your audience won't be able to respond to the offer at all. One of the benefits of QR codes that are frequently mentioned is a response tracking mechanism. If you're using static QR codes and your landing page isn't set up to capture visitor statistics using something like Google Analytics, then the ROI calculation is going to be very difficult to compile. Now, I think where QR codes in direct mail get really interesting is when they're combined with personal URLs or PURLs. In this case, the barcode on every mail piece is different, allowing you to modify the offer based on customer demographics or buying history. And if the landing pages are hooked to your customer relationship management program, you can enroll individual customers in various campaigns based on whether or not they visited their personal landing pages and what they did when they got there. And if you offer coupons, you can code them to identify the customer and be notified when they're redeemed. As you can tell, this can get very sophisticated. To get the most from a QR code requires a complete campaign strategy, testing, and creativity. Just sticking a static barcode on a mail piece is far from the potential that this technology offers. We're advising our customers that it's better to take a step back and develop a well-planned campaign that includes QR codes than to rush into a project just to get the postage discount. And we're telling them that if their only choice for including mobile barcodes on their mail during the promotional period is a static URL pointing to a non-mobile homepage, then they're probably better off to not include the barcode at all. Well, thanks for tuning in to learn more about this topic. Watch for more tips and information right here at Mailing Systems Technology.